Good evening, class. Today I'm going to do a mini lesson on multiplication and how it relates to division, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is what is multiplication? Multiplication is the process or skill of multiplying. Repeated addition is a strategy that is used commonly in multiplication as you're learning your multiplication facts, okay? And that's what I'm going to be discussing today. Different strategies that you can use to help you as we're learning our multiplication facts, okay? Let's look at a repeated addition. Repeated addition is adding the same number to find an answer to a multiplication problem, okay? And I want to take a look at the definition of an array. A group of objects arranged in rows and columns. And before I move on, I want you to understand what rows and columns are. Rows go across. Columns go down. Okay? It's important to know that because there is an order that I was taught that you have to write these in. Okay? But before we get to that, let's practice this array using repeated addition. Okay? So Jayla, let's take a look at this array. Alright, I'm going to start out by focusing on each row. And how many objects do I have in each row? Okay, so let's count, class, together. 1,
2, 3.
So the first row has how many?
3.
Okay. Let's count the second row.
1, 2, 3.
Alright. And the third row.
1, 2, 3.
When I add these numbers together, 3 plus 3 plus 3. What is my total, Amari?
9.
9. Very good, and pardon my writing. Okay, so 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. That is a way to get an answer with multiplication. Or I would like to do the same array. If you notice, it's the same array, but this time I want to write it in a multiplication sentence. Okay? Now, when you do that, you have to understand that your first number is represented by your rows. Your second number will be represented by your columns. Again, rows go
Across.
and columns go
Down.
okay? So with that being said, how many rows do we see, Jayla?
1, 2, 3.
So my first number is,
3.
and then we're gonna put a time symbol because we're doing multiplication. We're writing a multiplication sentence, okay? Now the second number is represented by what, Amari?
Columns.
Columns. So how many columns do you see here?
3.
3 as well. So guys, if you never knew what multiplication was and you have no clue how to even do it, you could simply just add all of your numbers together. Let's try that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And your answer is?
9.
You see how you get the same results? Same answer? But this becomes easier, right? This is why we have multiplication. It makes math easy. And as you get older into higher grade levels, you will need to know this because math gets a little more complicated as you go along in school. So this is a good way to start. And then we're going to advance to this way of writing it. And eventually you won't need any of these strategies because you'll know them by heart. But these are meant to do until you learn your multiplication facts. Last array before I let you try some on your own, okay? Now, let's do this one together. What is the first number going to be represented by again, guys?
Rows.
Rows. The first number is represented by what again?
Rows.
Rows. How many rows do we see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, there's a total of 5 rows. Time symbol in the middle. And my second number is represented by what, guys?
Columns.
Columns. How many columns do we see?
4.
4 columns. Very good. And again, you didn't know what that was, which my children do because you guys have been taught. So what is 5 times 4?
20.
20. However, if you did not know, you would count all of those up and you'll still get the result of
20.
Good. Now, I want to touch a little bit on another strategy that I don't have written because I'm running out of space. It's called commutative property. Let's say it together. Commutative property. Commutative property states that it does not matter what order you do math in. For example, If I wanted to use community property as a strategy for division, remember when you're doing division, you think big number first, whole number. Whole number is the total of objects. So what is my big number here first? What's my total?
20.
It's my whole number. It's 20. So in division, get accustomed to that number going first when it's written this way. Okay? There's different ways of writing it. You'll get into that later. All right? And with community property, you can simply use any one of those add-ins. That's not the right term, but you can use any one of these, and they can go right here. So which one do you want to use, Jayla?
5.
5. Okay. And then what do you think your end result is? Or your answer?
4.
4. That is all community property is. And the way I learned it was, I have my 20, I have my 5, and I have my 4. They all have to be there somewhere. If they're not matching in some way, you did it wrong. But it's really simple to use this strategy when learning to divide. Okay? Now I would like for you guys to practice some on your own. We're going to, Ms. Jackson has arranged where each one of you have 6 index cards. And on each card I have written down different multiplication sentences. I would like for you to write and practice doing some arrays on your own with these pencils. Okay? And then if you do good on those, Amari, you can also do the last array with candy, okay? All right, have fun with it, guys. You've been a great class. Thank you. Good job, Amari. Good job. All right, you guys practice. Thank you.